When you think back to the first days of lockdown, I wonder what some of your fears were, your worries, your hopes. I wonder if you are the same person now that you were at the beginning. What has changed about who you are and how you view the world? I imagine you haven't really had a chance to think about such great questions as these, but it's working through questions like this that will help us to grow and improve as human beings during this period of lockdown. This pandemic has disproportionately affected different groups of people. Some young people across the country have experienced significant learning loss. At the same time, some previously overscheduled and sleep-deprived young people are surprised to find more time for sleep, less stress around completing schoolwork and fitting everything into packed days, and more time for simple activities like reading, spending time outdoors, or just having meals as a family without the daily commute to school. We need to try to see lockdown as a glorious interruption. Looking at it through a positive lens means that we have the ability to see possibility, even in the difficulty. If you've been spending your time in isolation, waiting desperately to get out of it, you will have missed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for personal growth and development. Our teachers and pupils have developed new skills which they will take back with them into the more traditional classroom environment, hopefully in September. We have all become more adaptable, more creative, more resilient over the last 3 months. Some of the creativity displayed by the children has blown me away. They've got time to develop their ideas outside of the lesson and follow their passion. The learning that they have done and the knowledge and skills that they have gained, no one can take away from them. A person is not just made in crisis, they are revealed in crisis. How did I respond to this crisis? Was I able to view it as a glorious interruption? Did I discover anything about myself and my situation? The why behind the what? Have I been the best person I could be throughout this time? Did I keep loving others, looking outside of me rather than inwards? We were made for community, but intimacy requires proximity. And whilst we have more opportunities than ever to connect with others, never before have there been so many isolated people. We can hide behind a screen and create digital personas, hiding our real personalities and dysfunctions instead of being authentic. We were created for community and one-to-one interactions, so we struggle with isolation and the detachment that it creates. The relaxing of the lockdown rules that now allows children to meet with their friends in a socially distant way will make a massive difference to many. For however you dress it up, WhatsApp video groups and house party are not the same as being physically present with someone when you're talking with them. Many people have felt anxious during lockdown or at the thought of coming out of lockdown. We can focus on the I in anxious, or we can focus on the us at the end of anxious. By shifting to the us, we remember we are not going through this alone. We take ourselves out of the centre and look for opportunities to help and serve others and to get support from them. So, what have I learned through lockdown? I've learned that exercise and creativity costs nothing. I've learned that we don't need to see each other physically to stay in touch, but that we were made for community. I've learned that young people are remarkably resilient and adaptable and embrace challenge if we help them to view it positively. I've learned that it's all too easy to take for granted how other people might be dealing with something. And more than ever, I need to be a leader who empathises, supports, and encourages my colleagues. So how will our return to school be shaped by the experience of lockdown and remote learning? Our school will be an even better place if we all play a part to make it so. The first steps will undoubtedly be the hardest, but we will become an even more caring community, one which actively looks out for those around us and offers support and comfort, as well as providing stretch, challenge, and a desire to learn. Thank you for all your support, your financial support in paying the fees, your practical support of your children with their home learning, particularly in the early days when it was more difficult and you were also trying to work from home. Thank you for your encouraging emails to teachers, reminding them of what an amazing job they were doing. Finally, I want to thank those that I work with, those who were desperate to work but had to help the school by agreeing to go on furlough, those who volunteered to look after the children of key workers during the holidays and bank holidays, those who spent their Easter holidays learning how to teach remotely and then had to do live teaching with poor internet at home, or was also looking after their own children's homeschooling. Those who sent me messages of encouragement and just checking up on how I was doing. To my senior colleagues who were sounding boards, gave wise counsel and kept their sense of humour. And to the governors who gave support and asked perceptive questions. At this stage, none of us knows what September will bring, but whatever it is, we will make it work to the very best of our abilities, by all pulling in the same direction and supporting each other, as we have done over the last 3 months.